Are you battling with trauma from your past experience of being sexually molested? Then I will tell you to stick around and watch to the end of this video, and trust me, your life will never remain the same after watching this video. Hi, I'm Chichi and I welcome you to Real Talk for Real. This moment, I'll be sharing with you my own healing process on how I broke free from trauma of my past experience. And this is going to also help you to identify what area in your life that has not been healed and how you can go about it step by step. Getting abused or child sexual abuse in any manner is the worst thing that shouldn't happen to anyone. 3 times in my life I was molested. First was at the age of 6, and then at the age of 8, and then at the age of 13. And after the last incident, I started considering running away, as in running away from home became the only option for me. And then I managed to run away to a country where no one can find me, where I feel nobody can find me ever again. Have you ever imagined children who are facing the same thing, but they are helpless? Being molested on a daily basis, but are helpless. Imagine toddlers, little children, 1 year old, 2, 3, 5 years old, 6 years old. Children that are not being listened to. Children that are not being paid attention to. I would say this is the third video I made, and actually I would say this is the most fulfilling part of this video, the healing process to child sexual abuse. Follow the link somewhere around this video and watch full videos on how to prevent a child from being sexually molested. Sexual abuse is an inappropriate touching or viewing of sexualized behavior that is perpetrated on a child, either by another child or most likely an adult, and this can have a long-lasting negative effect on the life of a victim. It can affect the way you relate with others and can also make you lose your sense of safety with your body and your surrounding. And like I earlier said, that was the main reason I left my country, Nigeria, at the age of 14. Gradually, everything started getting me irritated. I started hating everything about myself, where I come from, my family, my community, my neighborhood, even the country started getting me irritated living in such a country, Nigeria, because nobody understood my situation. Nobody cared to know. I became really sick. People called me all sorts of names, even in school, stubborn child, notorious child, and all that. So people called me a lot of names. Ogbanje. If you're from Nigeria, you must be conversant. You must know what I mean by Ogbanje. In fact, people had a negative thought about me as a person and as a child. And in Nigeria, as long as you're poor, your words doesn't count. Oh, guys, I tell you, poverty is a bastard. Poverty is a disease. Are you a parent and your child was molested, or are you a victim from your childhood? I want you to start taking note of the things I want to say to you right now. This is what you should say to yourself. Now it's time to put my life back to track. Now it's time to take back my confidence. Now it is time to elevate myself. I am worthy. Enough is enough. And having said that, just type on the comment section below, action taker, because you are taking action right now. If you're a victim and watching me, I want you to know that you are absolutely not alone. And remembering this is very, very important to you. I understand that sometimes we pass through hard time and we feel like we are the only one who understands the pain, or we feel like no one actually gets it. But I want to tell you that unfortunately this tragedy happens on a daily basis. A lot of children you see out there are facing molestation, and even most adults you see today are having similar problems just like you and I. And that was how I felt also so many years ago. And as a victim, this is one way I get my own healing, by telling my stories and sharing important information to help you also navigate through your own experience and emotion, so that you start finding peace within you and also with your body. So I was really afraid of my surrounding, my safety. I was so scared. I didn't want my mom to take me to another foster parent, and I was afraid to tell her. So luckily for me, I had an opportunity to travel to another country, and I grabbed the opportunity and I left. I ran. I never to return again. Although I fell into the wrong hand, I must tell you. The place they said they were taking me to was not where I found myself, and the job they promised me was not the job I saw. So I was devastated. I started asking myself, is this like this scenario of from fry pan to fire thing? So I was devastated. I cried. I felt lonely, and I felt alone and rejected, But Don't worry, that was just the beginning of my journey, and I thank God I took a decision to leave the country first of all, and God guided me, I must tell you. So after I left home, I realized I was now on the streets where no mama, no papa, no uncle, auntie, big sister, big brother to tell me what to do. So I became this a little bit close to God. And He really, really guided me. What I want to say to you is that I don't know what you believe in. I don't know which God you serve. But one thing I want to tell you is that whatever you do, make sure you have a clean hand and a pure heart. And trust me, the universe will definitely see you through. I say an amen to that. Amen. So another thing was that I started doing the things I really, really love, which was singing. I love singing. Back home, I was a church girl. I was also in the choir in the church back home. So I do a lot of singing. Singing had a big part in me. So I did a lot of karaoke. I was really finding joy doing this thing. And another thing, again, I noticed was that immediately I left Nigeria, my sickness left in a thin air. You might be wondering what kind of sickness it is. It's called, like I said, if you're from Nigeria, you will be conversant with this sickness called Ogbanje. It's like illusion. Seeing you, I don't know. Me as a person, I don't even know till today. I don't even know I don't even know how to explain it. But the only thing I can explain is that I was seeing things, but I don't know if it was in the reality or it was in the dream. A lot of funny things happened to me. I was really afraid of the dark, and I don't go to dark places. I was really afraid of the dark. I stopped having crazy nightmares. I found out that I was perfect. I was whole again. I was whole again in my body. I stopped feeling really, really funny. In fact, for a very long time, I totally forgot I was ever sick, you know? And finally, when I got married, I came to Germany and I had my beautiful daughter. I became really, really close to God. Bringing a child into this life gave me a very big reason to be more closer to God. I joined German choirs in church. I sang in German churches. I joined also African churches too, where I sing a lot. I love singing. You know, sometimes I could sing to an extent that it could bring me to tears, but those were tears of joy because I would have been a laughing stock if the otherwise had happened, or if what people thought or wished for me had happened. But it was the other way around. So whenever I cry, whenever I sing, it really brings me to tears. And really, those were really tears of joy. Sometimes I ask myself, Chichi, how could I keep singing God's praise? You know, see, I want to tell you something. You might feel this word is not for you. Sometimes you feel like committing suicide. Sometimes you just feel like you shouldn't leave. You don't want to leave anymore because of the things you're going through. I want to tell you something, darling. Only you can get yourself up. I mean, get up. There is this song, I don't know, there's a song like that says, you gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. Cause the world will never see you until you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. You gotta show them, baby. Bam, bam. You gotta show them the real you. You gotta give them what you got. No, don't let them see what you're not. Cause you are strong. You are wise. You are walk beyond the thousand reasons why. You can be perfect, baby. Cause nobody's perfect, darling. No, 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 there's nobody in this world like you. You know? That's what you should tell yourself because nobody will elevate you if you don't elevate yourself. Sometimes you just need to fight and conquer. You just need to fight for yourself. You just need to tell yourself, girl, I want it. Elevate yourself. You don't go to the market and they tell you a thing costs 10 euro and you say, no, let me pay 20 euro or let me pay 30 euro. No. Like every other person would do. When they tell a person, if it's a place to bargain, when they tell you a thing it costs 10 euro, you like to say, can I buy it for 5 euro? Like how they do in some markets, in floor markets here, you know? So that is the way life is logically. You are the only one who have to bring yourself worth. You're the one who have to elevate yourself sometimes. If you wait for people to elevate you, you might fall into the wrong hand. You might meet the wrong people who would instead devaluate you. So all time, always have it in your head that you have a worth, that you worth it. Elevate yourself. So read my lips. Get up. So you as a victim, I want you to know that at all times you have to be strong. There are a lot of us who died along the line, who didn't survive it after facing series of molestation or abuse. I watched a documentary on Netflix, a 7 years or 8 years old boy. Oh my God, you need to watch this movie. I don't want to be a spoiler, but the boy, I just want to tell you a little bit. The boy faced series of abuse from his mother and the boyfriend to his mother, and along the line he died. I need you to be strong at all times. Wherever you are, you feel torture, you feel pain, start speaking. Don't be intimidated by anybody. If you have to scream, you scream. Don't mind who you live with, don't mind their age, just keep talking. I believe so many people all around the world, they are already aware of this abuse of a thing of any kind. So you have to just keep talking, just keep speaking. Don't be afraid. You will never get into trouble talking. And trust me, your voice will be heard and you will be paid attention to. And if you're a parent and your child was abused or in any kind, I want you to start telling your child this. These are the things, these are tips for the child to start recovering again. Let them know it's not their fault for being molested, because it's actually not any child's fault for being molested. Reassure them of their security, that they will never be hurt again. Teach them signs that only you understand, how they can give you signs in case they are in danger. Tell them also that they will never get into trouble when they speak or tell to somebody. And also give them sign on how to get out of danger. And also tell them it is their right. It is their right. It is okay to say no when somebody try to touch their body or somebody try to act to them the way they are not comfortable about. And also teach them how to use proper words for every part of their body, because most children, they intend to use nicknames, so they are not even able to, they don't know how to describe the kind of abuse it was. So teach them how to use a proper words for every part of their body. And lastly, get them to therapists to get a proper and a professional therapy, and also a medical attention, because most things must have been damaged in their body or one way or the other, so they really need a medical attention too. So as a victim, as an adult, another thing you're supposed to be doing is, like I said earlier, why I explain my singing thing and all that, do exactly what you really love doing, because by doing this, what you really love doing, you will marvel at the kind of healing it will bring back to your life. If you are a singer, do you love playing football? Do you love dancing? Do you love going for running, taking time out? This is very, very important for you. It's going to bring back a great healing to your life again. Do exactly what makes you really happy, and trust me, you will be fine. Another thing I want to tell you again is educate yourself about child sexual abuse. Watch YouTube videos where people talk about their stories. Borrow books from library. Read as much as you can to have a solid understanding of what it feels like for a child of being sexually molested and how it affects them to adult stage. You know the saying, knowledge is power. So the more you know and understand about something, the more power you have to resolve that issue, to take back your life. And that was exactly what I did, and that's why I'm able also to sit in front of you and share my own story. It doesn't hurt me anymore. I feel happy when I share my stories, because it helps other people too to heal. Another thing I would advise you to do is to speak to somebody. This is actually something you have to do with courage. Find somebody you really trust and share your story with that person. Not any kind of person, because there are a lot of people who are capable to bring you down. Find someone who you really trust. If possible, make appointment with that person so that that person will give you that time to listen to you while you narrate your story. Tell the person at what age you were when it happened, where it happened. Tell who the person was and how long it lasted. You know, sharing your story with another person is an incredible healing. And one thing you have to know is that shame grows in secrecy and silence, and the courage you have breaking that secret is not even a secret. The courage you have breaking it, the better it helps you to grow, it helps you to heal, because this can start to damage you gradually. So it's very, very advisable that you find someone you really have confidence in and you share your story with. Not somebody who will use it against you later in future, but somebody who will love you through it and stay by you, elevate you, somebody who will love you and also be with you while you go through this process of healing. And I want to say something. If you're watching me now, you're not a victim of child sexual abuse or abuse of any kind, and you are in this position where somebody comes to meet you to tell you about their story, please, this is my advice for you. Feel privileged about it, that somebody came to you to tell you something of such. Don't devaluate the person. Don't start making life worse or bringing more pain to the pain they already have. Feel privileged about this. In my own case, when I was still home, nobody tried to listen to me, but I was able to share my story with a very good friend of mine. I'm very, very grateful till today, because he helped me to, even at the extent of the process of trying to get the truth, because most people in my family didn't believe my story, and this got me really, really break down. So but my friend really helped me in the process of getting really the truth that was hidden from a very long time. And it really hurted me so bad that I had to go to an extent to get the truth by speaking to my perpetrator. She was one person in this whole world I was so afraid of because of the things she has done to me. But I told myself, listen, Chichi, this is one fear you have to face and conquer. So I was able to call her to make her speak, and she confessed. And that was also brought a big healing to me. And she actually apologized, and I forgave her. But the most important thing was that I was able to face her, not physically, on phone, and I was able to get the truth from her. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, speak to somebody who really believe in you, somebody you feel safe with. And another step again is reclaiming back your body. You might say, what do I mean? You might wonder what I mean by reclaiming back your body after your body is intact. Yes, your body is intact, but one thing you have to know is that sexual abuse rob you of the mentality of the connection with your body. Most victims have this idea of the body, touching of the body is very, very dangerous because of their experience. Just like me also, I used to feel that way also, and that's why back in the days, boys used to be my friends. I hang around with boys because I felt boys were never molested until I started traveling the world, and I saw that I was not alone in this, that I started understanding that boys and girls get molested. You must have seen in movies where a girl who was being raped, and how she scrubs her body, how she takes a bath, how she cries, you have this imagination in your head, how the incident, the whole process goes through your head. Like me, sometimes I might sit down and already I remember my 6 years when I was 6 years old. Sometimes I remember when I was 8 years, and most time I remember also how my perpetrator took my body. So you have to understand that your body was not given out freely by you. It was taken from you by force. So you get really, really disconnect. This is the disconnection I'm talking about. So feeling your body is necessary. Feeling the way every human being feel on a normal basis is very, very important to you. Is very, very important to us as human beings. So you have to start taking time for yourself, because most people, they overwork themselves. You overwork yourself and not taking a break for yourself, just to avoid not being consumed by trauma, sensation, by the past, by the trauma of what has happened to them before. So, but you have to start putting it in practice. This is a fear. This is a fear you have to face and break it. Just like the way I faced my fear. Start to take time for yourself. You can start with 2 to 5 minutes. Check your hands, move your shoulder, move your neck, your hip, your belly, know how it feels. And gradually you can start giving yourself time, like spending, also extending it to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And if you are doing that, gradually you'll start to break through You have to relax and really meditate. I love meditating a lot. I learned it from a friend of mine when we used to live together in Dubai. When he wakes up in the morning, he sits in the corner of a bed and stayed there quietly for 20-30 minutes. So a day came and I'm like, what is wrong with you? How can you just wake up in the morning and you start to frown your face and don't speak? So he called me one day and he said, look, when I wake up in the morning, I have to think of how my day should look like. I need to plan my day how it should look like. And this is all I do. So I started putting that in practice and I started learning also. And it really helps me. So you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to really, that's why it is a new day, a new beginning that you start to implement new things. You have to start thinking how your day should be. So it's very, very important to meditate with yourself, to give time to yourself. Make some stretches, your arms, like I said, stretch it out and if you know how it feels. Another thing again is if you're doing that and you gradually when you start to understand or start to feel this break out from this trauma, another thing you can do is hanging out with friends. When you hang out, make sure you don't discuss about work. No, it's not time for work. Go dancing, go do salsa. And another thing again is if you can afford it also is lodge yourself in a hotel. Sometimes I love to lodge myself in a hotel. Feel really good. Go for spa, go for body massage, go for pedicure, manicure. Have this nurturing touch. Somebody touching your body, not in a negative way. I used to have this thought in my head that touching of the body is really a dangerous trespass. So you have to go for nurturing touch. You have to go for pedicure, manicure. Get your feet done, get your nails done. Sometimes I go pedicure, manicure with my friends, sometimes alone or sometimes with my daughter. But for some time now, I don't make my fingers because I have a baby and I have to change diapers sometimes, or I have to do the housework or make meal, and it's very, very uncomfortable for me. Or not when I used to be alone where I can grab small chop or go restaurant where I get served. I take very good care of myself. Really, in the past years, I've taken very good care of myself. I go to restaurants, sit down, eat good food, feel being served. Take time to sit in a restaurant where they bring the first starter, they bring the starter, if it's a soup or something, and then the main dish, and then this makes me feel it makes me feel good. These are things I do that makes me really, really feel happy. And the very last tip I want to give to you is evaluating your relationship. You have to assess your relationship. Are you in a relationship where you feel not heard, where you feel ignored, or where you feel disrespected? It might not be, maybe uh, sexually or physically, or might not be, but feel disrespected, or whichever way you don't feel good. Try to speak to your partner about it. Speak it through. Find a way to speak it through with your voice, with your partner, in a quiet way about it. Tell your partner how you feel. Doing those things that I have told you will help you, because a lot of victims also carry this problem of what they have passed through in their past, what they have seen or what they have in their past experience. They bring it to their present relationship. That's why you see a lot of parents, they hit their children, they shout on their children, they do a lot of things like this, like the documentary I talked about, the trial of Gabriel Fernandez. You really, really have to watch this movie. How this boy was being tortured by the mom and the boyfriend of the mother. They tortured this boy physically, and at the long run, this boy didn't survive it. He died. Even when he even tried to please the mother at school, he tried to do some project. The teacher asked him to make some projects. He would write, "I love you, mom." He only tried to please the mom, but the mom never found love in the sight of the mother, just because, according to the movie, also the documentary, that the mother was also molested by one of our uncles. So, you know, you have to elevate yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to enjoy your life, because the life you're living is not the normal way of life. I know we victims, we are living, we're not living a life like the normal people, and we just have to find a way to gain back our confidence, to gain back, to elevate ourselves, to love ourselves, take care of ourselves, create time for ourselves, and you will see, by so doing, you will find great peace and great joy in your life. Because there are a lot of people who do crazy things, molesting children. There are reasons why you do that. There are reasons why you do that. So if you're a person who is also committing this kind of atrocity, molesting kids. There are reasons why you molest kids. Don't say nobody sees you. Trust me, one way or the other, just like me. You can imagine back in the days, the technology now is not like before, but God actually helped me and was able to bring out the truth of what happened to me 20 something years ago and serve my parents with the biggest truth, with the biggest proof ever. So seek professional help because you really need help. You're not living a normal life. One thing you have to know is that how much you evaluate and love people, how much you treat people is exactly how you treat you treat yourself. It means that you can't give what you don't have. So in you already, you don't even have joy. So you just have to bring joy into your life and live the normal life the way you have to live as a normal human being. So start today by putting your life back to track. Thank you very much for watching. I want you to know that I'm not just telling stories, but I'm changing lives too. And if you share this video, you're helping change lives too. It's either you're a problem to a solution or a solution to a problem. So please be a solution to a problem. You can also help change the world. Your sharing this video can also help somebody out there. Be a child's advocate. Help save a child's life today. Thank you very much and God bless you. Hope to drop more videos soon. Bye.